Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I decided to start filming out in the garden. We are, getting ready to head on out of this home and this beautiful space that we've all created together. So I figured let's start spending some more time in here. Today I wanted to talk about some things that I have been stocking up on, and I did make a video a few months back saying that I wouldn't be stockpiling any more things, and that is correct, but the things that I was stocking up on I'm going to be using before we're moving, and then there's a few items that we always stock up on that we can easily take back with us. But I thought this would be a good idea for any beginner preppers that are on a budget and they're stumped about what they can bring into their home that will be helpful for any emergency. If you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Tori. I like to do preparedness on a budget. Right now in our season of life, that means a lot of self-sufficiency. So we are trying to make all of our food from scratch. We are trying to shop local. We are trying to be involved with our community, and preparedness is going to look different for everybody. So we always try and approach this with a positive, logical mind, and I feel like everybody can benefit from these videos just to be prepared for anything of the unknown. So yes, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. My channel is about to hit 20,000 subscribers, which is super awesome. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and this journey has taken me in so many directions, but I am humbled to be here and connecting with all of you. I would love to do a 20K giveaway, and I would love to get there sooner than later. So yes, if you haven't subscribed yet, that would be awesome if you do. And I do have another channel. It's more lifestyle, motherhood, and how we are approaching things in a sustainable and more aware way. So I will link that down in the description box if you want to follow along over there, but that's more motherhood content. So the first thing I have been stocking up on is Diatomaceous Earth. Alrighty, Diatomaceous Earth, DE. This is something I always have on hand, and it's been helpful in a number of ways. So screenshot this, but it can be a natural insecticide, which is pretty awesome. It can control pests, and it's really great to dehydrate and kind of lead to that death of the bugs. It can be good for garden soil amendment and odor control. It can be a detoxifying foot soak, which is big. I've actually tried this, and you always know I'm trying to parasite and heavy metal cleanse. It can also be water filtration. I have not tried this, so let me know all of your commentary down in the comment section and we'll chat about it. And then it can also be an internal detox, so it binds to any of those bad things in our systems. If you did not know, we are being intentionally poisoned with our water, soil, and air. It's just a fact. It's out there, so it's not a theory, air quote, anymore. And I encourage everyone to look into that. You just gotta smile through it because toxins are everywhere, and it's important to eat foods that will detoxify our system. But when in doubt, do one of those cleanses if you feel comfortable. And the second thing I have been stocking up on is vinegar. So vinegar, you can use it for a variety of things. I want to know your favorite way down in the comments below, but I like to use vinegar for cleaning. I am not one of those people that clean everything with vinegar, but whenever I find something that is hard to deal with cleaning wise, I turn to vinegar. But right now we are cloth diapering, and I always use vinegar once a week as a soak for those diapers, and it neutralizes any bad things that may come about. So I am talking about ammonia specifically, but you really have to look into that correlation when it comes to cloth diapering. So moral of the story, we're going through a lot of vinegar, and there's a 2-pack at Costco for under $6. So you really can't beat it. Again, vinegar can be used in a variety of ways. I've heard it can even be used on your teeth to cut down on plaque. You can cook with it, you can preserve with it. Just look into this very inexpensive and easy to store item. But always keep an eye on the acidity. It should be at 5%. I have been seeing on shelves lately, not in my local store, but in other stores around the globe, that the acidity levels have been changed, and that can be very dangerous when it comes to food preservation. So please look into that, and also look into the brand. I suggest staying away from Bragg specifically. So just get that store-bought or make your own. Third thing on this list is going to be baking soda. That's a great one to have, and it stores indefinitely. So let's chat about unusual ways to use baking soda. You can obviously use it as a odor neutralizer. You could freshen carpets. You could use it as a cleaning product. You can clean silverware, use it for your shoes, you know, the usual things that we use baking soda for. But you could also make it into a paste and just put it on a bug bite or an insect wound, whatever you want to call it, and it will really help with the itching, which you should not do. It can also extinguish fires and small grease fires. I would really suggest doing some more research on that. Don't just wing it, but it could be useful in the event of an emergency. You can remove bugs from windows and windshields with it, and you of course can wash your produce. So I soak my produce in vinegar for 20 minutes, and then I do a baking soda wash for another 10 minutes. I don't put them together because they essentially cancel each other out, but if you use them separately, it gets all of that gross wax and oil off of your produce. And I try and buy organic, but it's not perfect either, so I suggest washing it every chance you get whenever you get home from the store. Fourth on the list is going to be something rather light and budget friendly, and that is going to be a caffeine source. So that could be tea or coffee, and that could be just for yourself, or you could use it for bartering. I think caffeine has been demonized just a tad. It can be beneficial for a lot of people, so I encourage everyone to stock up on something inexpensive that you can trade. Number 5 on the list is going to be glass jars. I use glass jars for a variety of things, but I use it mainly for food preservation. So this is a great little way to piggyback on this category, and that is stocking up on a skill. We all have one to barter with, and preserving food is a very important skill. Number 6 on this list is going to be self-defense mechanisms and ways to power that self-defense. It's very hard for me to chat about this kind of subject just because I get shadow banned a lot. So if you use your imagination, you probably know what I'm talking about. But with self-defense comes education and experience and practice. And it's so important to continue that practice, even if you are an expert. It's so important to continue your education on self-defense because things are always changing. So I encourage everyone to find something that they're comfortable with to defend themselves in any situation. It is your responsibility and your right to be able to do that. If you think that some threat is going to stop and think about whatever it is that they were planning to do to you while you sit there and chat about it, I'm here to tell you realistically that's probably not going to happen. Number 7 on the list is, of course, some food items that you can store indefinitely. So we always look to freeze-dried food, MREs, things of that nature. You could look at canned food if you're into aluminum, but you could also find a lot of meals in a jar, or you could make your own. A lot of things like rice, flour, you know, those grains that everybody loves, that would be a good thing to stock up on. It depends on what your family likes. I talk about food often on the channel. I have an entire emergency preparedness playlist, so if you're interested in what foods you should store and what works for your family, I encourage you to check those out. But of course, every situation is different. Number 8 or 7 on this list, I'm losing track here, is going to be water, and a way to filter water and a way to carry and store water. So I have a few different things in my arsenal. I love having a collapsible tote and having a way to move that tote. If you think about getting to a water source, filling up that water, and think about bringing it back to wherever you are, a 25-gallon tank of water is going to be pretty heavy. So maybe handy having a collapsible wagon or a baby stroller. We've run that test before, and I can fit 3 25-gallon water jugs into my stroller without it completely collapsing, and I am able to move it around. I always encourage people to find little aqua pods to put in that water, whether it be drinkable water or just general use, but again, it depends on what your budget is and what you're willing to work with. I have filters of every kind. I've even heard people purifying water with a tablespoon of bleach. I haven't done that, but that is an option as well. Number 9 on the list is, of course, a way to cook your food and a way to start that cook. So a fire or matches, a small camp stove, something quick that you're not going to need power with. It is starting to rain. I apologize, but it's still beautiful out. I did want to mention, some sort of solar generator in this category as well. I have some smaller ones linked in the description box, but I'm always after a sale. I encourage you to look at those yard sales and thrift stores. They have been a relatively new product over the years, but I will say I have seen 2 generators, solar generators, at a Goodwill recently. They were a little pricey, but they were cheaper than what's online, and they worked. So I always encourage someone to look into a way to cook without power. And last but not least is going to be number 10, and that is just general health and wellness. That could be, a way to bathe, or it could be a way to treat a wound. So find what you're comfortable with medically. I encourage everybody to look into herbal options when it comes to healing and ailments. I have a ton of videos on that as well. If you have any specific questions for specific ailments, I do have to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not your doctor, but I could give some suggestions, general suggestions that probably won't hurt your health. But again, if you have any specific ailments, I encourage you to look into a naturopath or a functional doctor or some sort of medical doctor, whatever you're comfortable with. But when we're talking about medicine and healing, I think it's important to cover all your bases. So find a way to clot a wound, find a way to stop that wound. A tourniquet is great to have in there, some bandages, some antiseptics, some rubbing alcohol, some hydrogen peroxide, just a general kit that you can have. I have mine from Walmart. It was $4.88. I take it everywhere, and we have used it once or twice. So I think it's really important to have that. And alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this quick stockpile list that could really be beneficial for any of those beginner preppers out there that just want to be prepared for a rainy day. I find that it's super important, and over the years I've connected with so many of you. So again, if you're new, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button. I would love to do that 20K giveaway. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me know what I have forgotten in the comments down below in a positive and kind way. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.